Speakerface Podcast. Oh, peace everybody, and welcome to the episode 7 of the Speakerface Podcast. Today, we got my man Ceschi in the house. Fake 4 crew and the place to be. I am the observational, the national disgrace, and all I am protected by the supernatural. Love is stronger than you think. Prayers could change those neural pathways. Every day I pray with no delay. And people on the socials, they look silly and weak. LA Dream Team, the Rockberry Jam. Sometimes I'm abrasive, that's who I am. Every day I'm receiving revelations. Mysterious shadows over the mountains of the valley. My new rap name is Little Rhino. 'Cause my ears got ears, got ears, got ears. And my horn built an underground empire. I am an ogre fish. Welcome to episode 7 of the Speakerface Podcast with my man Ceschi in the house. And peace to the Codefendants.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Now this is what you've been waiting for. An ad from me, Tai Wali'i. You haven't heard of me? No worries. I'm a professional artist and also the host of the podcast DOD 45, drawing over discussions, 45 minutes with a special guest. Each episode I have conversations with some of my favorite people while I simultaneously create a drawing for them in real time, inspired by our discussion. Some of our guests are people who I've been a fan of since I was an aspiring teenage artist. People like H Street's legend Ron Allen, AWOL1, Slug, Sage Francis, Mr. Dibbs, Illogic, Ceschi. The list goes on and on and on. On every episode, I set a 45-minute timer, put my pen to the paper, and we learn about our special guest through an interview-style discussion. While the main intention of our show is to have some good laughs, we're also looking to learn a thing or two. So after you finish this episode of the Speakerface Podcast, head over to DOD 45 and give it a listen. You'll find it on all the streaming platforms or at DOD45.com. Now you can get back to your show. Peace.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Did you know that obesity is the leading cause for a number of diseases? Gigantic balls, huge saggy butt, pimply tits, ugly kneecaps, funny faces. One way to avoid these potential life-threatening illnesses is to exercise. In an age of video games, seniors have found a way to remain physically active while also engaging in social gaming.
Hey, V-Games, these fucking games, we created a new product where you can work out, where the users can work out with a personal trainer. The game has activities ranging from face punching to like ear pulling, knee kickage, ankle strangling, face aerobics, strength and training gives an alternative to traditional workouts, you know what I'm saying? Especially helpful for many of the seniors out there, especially Mrs. Bacon. And she was used to the trial test, and her husband told us about the experience.
It surprised me how easy it was to use the program, especially because I've never been exposed to a video game, one of those video things. I feel much healthier. My poops are much more solid. I take lots of dumps very regular. Now I suffer from ugly nipples, so the program really helps me remain healthy. I feel more vitality and my wiener goes straight up in the air. I feel positive now about this exercise.
The V Games has begun more development in the social gaming for seniors, and we plan to launch a nationwide program by February 2099. Check us out on the internet.
Hey, stop
www.uglyknees.com.
Somebody stole my poo-poo.
Speakerface Podcast. Peace, everybody, and welcome to episode 7 of the Speakerface Podcast. Today, we got my man Ceschi in the house. He is a very good friend. He's an awesome human being. He's crazy talented. He's hardworking. If you've ever seen Ceschi live, you definitely know his energy and what he gives to the audience and what the audience takes from it. And it's just, I love watching him perform. We've done tons of collabs together and a lot of touring together. And I always dig watching him play. You know what I'm saying? He's from New Haven, Connecticut, and also like Los Angeles and the Bay. So, he's mostly, from those areas, even though, he tours worldwide all the time. And so he started the label Fake 4 Inc. with his brother David Ramos. And I've, put a lot of releases out through Fake 4. And, his brother David is an amazing drummer. And, Ceschi is also a member of a new band, the Codefendants, with Sam King from Get Dead and Fat Mike from NoFX. Ceschi was also in a band a long time ago called Dead by Wednesday. I guess you could describe his music as like hip hop mixed with like folk and like punk. It's probably the best description I could give it. He also makes awesome albums and stuff, and with collaborations and stuff with the producer Factor Chandelier, which is our homie from Canada. Amazing producer, and when him and Ceschi get together, they make magic. Ceschi also won a Connecticut Music Award for Best Hip Hop. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he's an awesome dude. Honored to be his friend, and check out this little conversation we had.
Word up. Right now, sitting with my friend Ceschi.
What up? How you doing, Walrus?
Good. I guess one of the things that I had wanted to ask was, how did TOCA start?
TOCA. TOCA really started with Tommy V. When we met Tommy V through D-Ski and the LA to the Bay crew in the earliest 2000s, like maybe the year 2000. And I remember he had just put out Quarter Life Crisis in 2001, and we had just put out Anonymous INC, our band, in 2001, and we decided to work on a track together. I believe he was down in LA, and he came up and he took a Greyhound or something up to Berkeley, and we recorded a song together, and we had another instrumental, and we were like, man, we really want to show this to Cholo Lancinco, because we were big fans of his, and so Tommy called up on the phone and he played that instrumental to Cholo Lancinco, and Tumex was there too, and Bus Driver was there too, so they were all there at the same time, and they were basically like, come on down and let's record some shit. And my brother, I remember I had to stay up there for some reason, maybe because we couldn't afford to all go down at the same time. But my brother took a Greyhound down, and I think we had VS 1680 at the time, like a Roland 16 track, and my brother went down on the Greyhound to LA and recorded the first TOCA song with Cholo Cinco and Tommy V, and a song with Tumex and a song with Bus Driver in that weekend, and then came back up to the Bay, and it all started there, you know.
So that was the original. The original recording was that one. That was the first TOCA song. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wow, crazy, man. Yeah. I know out here people when that shit came out, people were just loving it, man. It was everywhere. And then seeing you guys play live a few times was really dope.
Yeah, that was those Knitting Factory shows were incredible. Those were really dope memories.
Yeah, those are dope. So Tommy, so he was one of the original members, huh? Tommy V.
Yeah, the whole thing really started because of Tommy V, I should say, because we knew Tommy, we were a fan of, and we knew about Tommy's music because of you. So really, we met because of D-Ski and Maliko and them, but we heard him on tracks with you and the Shapeshifters. So we were familiar with Tommy, and you know, we were deep into the music y'all were making. So yeah.
Sick. Yeah, Tommy. He recently turned in a song for his NFT on the new Secret Saviors, and his song is really dope, man. He's always super original.
And I should thank you in a way, because you're kind of part of the reason TOCA existed ever, and we became such good friends and family, really. And Tommy's lived with us for stints at a time. He's, that's family. So, but yeah, in a way, we kind of discovered him because of you. So thank you for that.
Dope. Sick. So Fake 4, when you started Fake 4, did you have like this like a direction for the label, or did you just kind of like you just started a label with that, like just because you love music, or did you have like a certain direction?
It was, I think, like most things, it started out of necessity. It was this time period, 2008, and a lot of the label options were just closing their doors, shutting down. And I remember this dude Tony, who ran this label, Beyond Space Entertainment, and then Net 31, who put out some of my first solo records,
like the Fake Flowers stuff.
Fake Flowers, and They Hit Francisco Falls came out on his labels. So he was doing this local Dayton, Ohio only label at this point called Squid's Eye, and he was like, but I love your shit and I want to give you an outlet. So he was like, I can distribute and manufacture your shit. And he saw that I put up I think on MySpace, an image that said Fake 4, which was my publishing company name that I had came up with in the TOCA days, because we were asked to sign up for ASCAP when we joined TOCA.
Right.
Like, it was the first time we did all that official kind of stuff, So at the time with ASCAP, you could choose like 5 names, and Fake 4 Music was one of the names I chose. And it was actually kind of a joke. It was kind of like a reference to like Mind Clouders, like Fake It Until You Make It. So like Fake 4 Music. And it was sort of being like, oh, these fuckers are making me sign up for a publishing company, so I'll call it Fake 4 Music. and also had the 4 in it, like my 4 fingers, so I knew that would be the logo if we ever started it. Tony was the one that really pushed me to do it, and then Craig from Grim Image was the first person like to fund the first project, and that was David, my brother David's album, This Up Here.
Oh, okay.
And because
Sick.
Craig is a huge fan of my brother's music, it just made sense to him, and he helped us, fund it, and really it took off from there. But it really started out of necessity to put out our own tunes, our own music, and then eventually I was just like, well, we should just put out music by our friends and like-minded artists also. And it just happened that Factor sent me the Chandelier album shortly after David's album was done, and it really clicked with me. I loved it and kind of took a chance and started funding it myself from there on in, doing it however I had to fund it. I did it. So, yeah.
Wow, man, that's amazing. Yeah, because Fake Four really has definitely made an impact in the indie scene, and I see that like it's definitely created its own lane, and there's a whole group of people that are just like really down for it, and I think indie hip hop needed a home like that. It was.
Yeah, I think at some point it was also for me personally to give back to people that inspired me, like you, Mike and Nine, Soul, Henri. It was like all y'all, were I looked up to you all, so it was kind of like my way to get back in my way and also put out interesting records. And it was also really, we always kept it on the left field of things when it came to hip hop. We weren't really, still to this day, we could put out a somewhat traditional hip hop record, but it's always going to be kind of on the left field of the spectrum. You know,
Right,
I was going to be pushing boundaries genre wise, and then we also put out all types of. There's no real genre limitations with the label. I just wanted to I don't know, have a home for music like that. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. I dig how there's like this, like cats like Moody Black, for instance. They have a place where they could, give their point of view, to where a traditional hip hop label normally might be afraid of
Yeah,
something
definitely.
like
Like we are all about inclusivity too, and just like a wide array, like just the natural diversity of the Fake Four family and the music we've put out is incredible, and I'm really proud of that too. But it just really happened naturally, just stuff that was interesting to me, music that was interesting to me. So it wasn't really, I didn't really seek it out. Everyone on Fake Four is someone I know personally, and like
that's
personally,
what's dope too. Yeah, you have a
Yeah.
connection
Yeah.
with them. It's not just, it's not business. It's fucking, it's creative. Yeah, like I was reading something the other day. I came up, and then you were referenced as a indie hip hop juggernaut. Have you
was
seen
that the was that the
I was
DOC
like,
and
that
Fat
shit is
Mike?
sick. Yeah, that was dope. I was like, yeah, he's a juggernaut. That shit is dope.
Yeah,
It's true though, man. It's true.
Hilarious.
I mean, you've definitely put in the work, and
I
it's
made
true,
tens
man.
of dollars on this shit. But
Yes. Awesome, man. Maybe one of the last things is, because I know you're always busy touring and making incredible music, whether it's with Factor or whoever. Are you allowed to talk a little bit about the Codef album, the Codefendants?
Yeah, and I should, because especially with you, since you've been around for some of the process of it. I have a new band with Fat Mike from NoFX and Sam from Get Dead. It's called Codefendants. We have little bits of information and music out there. We have a song with the DOC that did appear in a Rolling Stone article, which is why I could talk about the project, I think, because sort of got announced there.
Kinda
So
got leaked already.
yeah, so. But there's a lot ahead. We are at Fat Mike's right now, actually, and we're planning for a lot of shows and a record next year in the spring, and a 10-inch vinyl is coming out on Fat Records soon, really soon.
What's the first single?
Abscessed, which features Henri from Dark Time Sunshine, and then there's gonna be Suicide by Pigs as well, which is like a folk punk song. So that's going to be on one side of the 10-inch, and then Get Dead is on the other side. So that's the first thing that's coming out that's
Tight.
official. But right now there's a demo tape, and there really are demo versions of the songs.
Oh, really?
That get sent to people on tape if they send $7 to a P.O. box. I can't tell you what it is off the top of my head, but you could probably...
I'll put the link to the website.
Okay, yeah. And so, yeah, that's it's
And
been pretty exciting.
Crime Wave is the label, or
That's the genre.
Just the genre.
Because we don't really have a genre. So
Sick.
I mean, we all come from punk, and Sam and I grew up in hip hop as well. So we didn't really know what to call this because the records, and even though it has a punk ethos and kind of energy, it's definitely not a punk rock band. It's pretty genre fluid.
Yeah, the shit's really fucking amazing, man.
But I mean, I would say like for people who know like my music, it's maybe more like my music than NoFX or something. You know what I mean? Like it's more like a lot more hip hop and folk kind of based, but it's still very punk, and I don't know, in its way. So.
Yeah, it's like super it's so catchy that like the first time you hear it, you're like, this shit it's classic, man. It's fucking.
Thanks, man.
It's really dope, yeah. And I know a lot of our circles is waiting for it to come out, and.
Yeah, and it's been cool that you've been around for some of it too, actually.
Yeah, I'm tripping, man. I have seen a lot of the process, which is cool, and I tell everybody, man, that shit's gonna blow, man, because it's
pretty crazy year ahead, man. Yeah, I'm still tripping. I still feel like I'm in a dream all the time, being here and just surrounded by creators who are vets in music that are like, I love it. Even you being here trips me out still. I'm still such a fan of everyone, so
yeah. It's amazing to see like your progression and just your survival tactics, and just one thing I always that I always like seeing is how people react to you when they see you. They're so happy. They just love it, whether you're playing in the middle of a circle in the parking lot or you're fucking on stage. People just get really happy when they see you, man, which is
that's interesting. Yeah, because the music isn't necessarily happy. It's just like
no, I guess that's what I was getting
at. But I think when someone can relate to something, no matter what it is or where it comes from, if they can relate and feel like human because of a song, like another human is speaking for them in some way, or right. Something that they can relate to, that does feel good. It feels like you're seen and represented, and I'm just like a regular fucking dude, and just I maybe write things that they wouldn't have an outlet to express otherwise. So I think that a lot of people have told me that, and that does feel good to know.
Yeah, man. I think it's the honesty that people relate to, for sure. All right, man. I appreciate your time. I always like chilling with you. Is there anything you want to say before?
No. Thanks for coming over, interviewing me.
Word up.
Oh, is this still running?
Yeah, it's still running.
I was looking through some old pictures and found some pictures of our first trip to Japan together.
Oh shit! Okay.
And that was incredible. Oh, do you have any memories of that time?
You want to know what I remember most is, I think one day we were I think we were playing late at night, and for some reason I think we were by a river, and I think we chilled for maybe, I don't know, it feels like half of the day. And for some reason, that really sticks out of my head. Just us kicking it by like some little like riverbed and just bullshitting. Yeah. Yeah. It was like, it wasn't.
Remember we stayed in a old like doctor's office.
I do.
And we recorded that song there too. That was pretty cool. And yeah, it was a really cool trip overall. It was just a memorable trip for me.
Yeah, that's right. We recorded.
Never Take Us Out.
Yeah, Never Gonna Take Us Out. We recorded it in a old doctor's office, like in Japan, upstairs.
Like Tokyo.
Yeah. And I think Soul had made a vegan breakfast that day or something. And I see him lately. He's been killing it too, still doing the vegan shit. And
yeah, he started a whole like vegan food company. And he's killing it. Yeah.
I thought he was like, making food for somebody else, but it's his own company, huh? It's dope.
Yeah, it's his own company. He has his own little farm up in Maine, and he makes his own products and brings them to like health food stores and sells them out of there.
Tell you, yeah, he's a good dude, man. He's a trip. He's fun to have around. I think he might have been the loudest person in Japan, actually.
Absolutely. It was definitely times where I was like, I don't know that guy.
Yeah, that dude's great, man.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That was so much fun. I'm down to do it again sometime in the future.
And one thing I want to ask you about, what is your memory of the Owl Hours release show?
Oh, man. Man, I had a lot of fun that night.
Knitting Factory?
Yeah, I was at Knitting Factory. Exhibit ended up showing up and, rocking live. And I think I got pretty drunk that night. I don't go that hard in the paint as I used to, as far as just getting shit-faced before a show. I still drink, but I
don't remember you being all that drunk that night. I remember you just killing it in Exhibit. My memories are all like being backstage and it was just a fucking cloud of smoke. And then right beyond the cloud is Exhibit. And I remember like going up to him and being like, "Hi, sir. How you doing? I'm Ceschi." And he's like, "I know who the fuck you are." It was so funny. It was real cool, man. It was like a very memorable night. I missed the Knitting Factory, man. Those shows, I feel like every show I played there was like hella historic to me. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Like that era of the Knitting Factory with our genre of indie hip hop, it was definitely like live. I think almost every show we played there was sold out, and they had 2 or 3 rooms, and yeah, dude, the Knitting Factory was dope. I don't know why it closed, but it's been closed for a minute.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it was just fun memories, and yeah, it's nice to share some lot of touring with you actually in the early days of Fake 4.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I remember the Echoplex Fake 4 release.
Oh, the Fake 4 Fest.
Yeah, the Fest. I think it was Fellowship.
Yeah, the whole Shifters played that.
The whole Shifters. Yeah.
And the Fellowship played. That was one of my proudest moments to be able to put that together. I mean, Adam really helped a lot too. Him on everything. Adam.
Dope.
Helped a ton with that. Like, I don't think I would have been able to do it without them and their help, so shout out to them. But yeah, it was that was so dope that we were able to pull that off.
Yeah, we've done a lot of touring together, man, and I know in the future we'll do some more, and for sure. And word up, love you, brother.
You too, brother.
Speakerface Podcast.
And now a word from our sponsors.
This episode is sponsored by Aliens Built Earth. It's a clothing brand for the conspiracy theorists out there, the ones who just want to have fun. It's not for the ones that are negative or the nihilists, those type of conspiracy theorists, the ones that are just paranoid and they think everything is out to get them and there's some big old plan against them and the earth is going to like implode or explode, or catch on fire or freeze. No, the Aliens Built Earth. It's a clothing brand that you can get. You can get them at thealiencon.com, or you can check them out at Fringe FM at the Rogie Report Show. You know what I'm saying? Aliens Built Earth is on Instagram at aliens_built_earth. So Aliens Built Earth. They've been here all along. You must believe. You must believe. Thealiencon.com.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Hey, stop stepping on my poop. Hey, somebody stole my poo-poo.
Speakerface.